Hi guys.
So we recently traveled to Orlando, Florida, and rented a car, and it was not a good experience. So we decided that we would do something a little bit different and do a review of the car rental company, which is Green Motion.
Garbage motion.
They weren't very good, so here's that. So we got there. First let me back up already. We tried calling them several times because we needed to try to get the car like maybe an hour earlier than normal because of the timing of when we actually got to Florida. We had driven a different vehicle down here and got down earlier than we had expected. So we tried calling them, never could get an answer. We arrived. I just kind of hoped that they would be helpful for us. So we arrived at Green Motion, and there was a gentleman just sitting, lounging around, and I was not sure if he was an employee or if he was a customer, whatever. So I get in, and he just kind of looks at me. He's like, "Do you need something?" Like, "Yeah, I'm here for my rental car that I've already paid for, by the way. You'll need to know that info later." And was already rented through Expedia. And he does his little thing on the computer. He couldn't find my reservation. I gave him the confirmation number, and he suddenly happened to find it, whatever. So we were supposed to get a Ford Explorer or similar, which is a seven-seater? Yeah, it's a 7-seater vehicle.
Big car.
Pretty big. Whatever. But that's what we were supposed to get. And before that, though, when I got there, he wanted a credit card. I'm like, okay, I know sometimes they use the credit cards to match up the reservation. He goes to swipe the credit card without saying anything to me, and he says, as he's going to swipe it, "I'm charging $500. I'm like, "I'm sorry, what?"
Light bulb.
You're charging $500. This has already been paid for. It was paid for through Expedia. Why are you charging money onto my card? He's like, "Oh, well, it's for the deposit."
Should have walked away.
That's weird. Get to that. But I was like, that's weird. Why are you charging a deposit? And that big of a deposit. There's nothing in their terms of service. I screenshotted everything prior to this even. Like, there's nothing in the terms of service as to why I would need to give you another $500, whatever. So I didn't feel comfortable giving him a credit card. I gave him a debit card, and long story short, he wanted an additional amount of money to just use the car. But before he even tells me that, he said, "Oh, that's fine. It's less money of a deposit for using a debit card."
I want it back.
Like, that's weird. Okay, why didn't you tell me this first? "Oh, well, it's going to be another additional. It's $150 for the deposit, and it's also like another $151 or something like that to use the vehicle on top of what you've already paid." I'm arguing with the guy at this point, respectfully arguing with him. Like, none of this was in your information. You guys, all it said was that I needed to present the card that matched the card that I used to prepay for this vehicle. Why is it now that all of a sudden I'm having to come up with more money, and not just more money, but a lot more money? I mean, at least to us anyways. So if I was a quicker thinker and if I would have had a good backup plan, I would have said screw it and canceled it altogether. But I did not because we didn't have an option at that point. We had to give our other car back within an hour and a half of that time, which meant we had to drive to a different location to return that vehicle. So we didn't really have much of an option, and it was just terrible that, you know, the way things are going on in the world right now with the pandemic, people aren't vacationing. So they're not really renting cars. We came down here because we needed a mental health break. We needed some sunshine. We needed some warmer weather. Our kids needed it. You know, we've been through a lot of stress over the last few years, and we just needed a moment. We just needed a break. And that's what we came down here for. Not to be around anybody, but just to have a break. And so I know people are not renting vehicles right now, and for him to basically take advantage of us, I mean, he just wanted to take advantage of us, and honestly, I really believe that we're not going to get that deposit back. And not only are we probably not going to get that deposit back, but as I was looking at the bank yesterday, not only did he charge the additional $151, but then he also charged what Expedia already charged us. So we are going to try and get a hold of someone within the corporate office. I asked him for a corporate number. At first he told me he didn't have one. I asked him for a business card. He also told me he didn't have one. And then as we were getting ready to leave, he did give me a business card, and I said, "Oh, is this your corporate number on there?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, it is." Well, then we called it, and it's not.
Strike three.
So,
you're out.
I mean, this guy is
He's a liar.
he's running a scam. Something is not right there. And it's quite frustrating when people lie to you and they take advantage.
It's got holes in the seat from somebody smoking and burning it. The rear tailgate's been smashed from somebody hitting it. Those two things, if it's my fleet, I want it fixed.
So I'm outside real quick. I just wanted to quickly show you guys the car and some of the issues that we have with it. This is the bumper, the trunk area. Clearly it has been hit, or someone has hit it. See all the scratches in it. Obviously the big giant dent. I'm gonna walk around here. There's scratches and things like that here on the handles. And frankly, I don't care necessarily about looks as much as I care about the honesty of a company and feeling like I'm being lied to. There's this little scratch here, some scratches here. Again, nothing that is a big deal to me personally. There's a giant dent here. I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like they're going to try to come after us for something that it was like this when we got it. I'll show you guys the dashboard. Oh, and the seats, I don't know if you can really see. The seats are like gross. There's something all over it. Here's the dashboard. Let's see here. Right here. It's really hot. Here we go. Right there is a crack in the dash. And then on the seats, let's see, hold on. And here is the seat. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's like from cigarette burns, as you can see, or if something just got stuck on it. I don't know. But I do know that it is nothing that I want to be responsible for. You can see the little tiny trunk, and down in there is like, no, you can't see because of the stroller, but down back there is where, in the trunk, is where the third row seating is. So you can't even set a third row back there. You can't even set a third row back there unless you have nothing in the trunk. And obviously, if you're driving all the way from Indiana to Florida with 4 people, specifically 2 kids, there's gonna be stuff in the trunk. So I don't know, it's a little bit ridiculous. Yeah, I mean that was another thing, the issue with the car. Like I said, we had booked it for an Explorer or similar, and I understand that doesn't mean that I'm going to get an Explorer. I get that, but what it should mean to me is I'm going to get something that is similar. And they gave us a Mitsubishi Outlander.
Smaller.
It's really small. I mean, we could hardly get our stuff in the trunk. So,
Explorer?
I mean, that was...
Outlander. Explorer?
Yeah.
Outlander.
I mean, that was another thing that I was just kind of like, you know, we ordered this specific thing or something similar to it, and that's not what we got. And when I asked the guy, I said, is that, you know, a 7-seater? He's like, oh yeah, it is. It's a 7-seater if you seat people in the trunk. Not if you have luggage and everything else in there. Right. And as Angel was saying, it's clearly been in an accident. Somebody has rear-ended that vehicle before. The dashboard was cracked. The seats, like he said, had cigarette burns or something similar in there. And I marked anything and everything that I could on the sheet that he gave me to mark damage. Did not like this.
Enterprise was good though.
Yeah, we did get a really nice vehicle from Enterprise. They actually upgraded our vehicle for free for us. So that was awesome. And the vehicle that they gave us was nice. They initially gave it to us dirty though. However, we called them and right away they were like, bring it back, we'll clean it up for you. It was awesome. So our experience with them was great, and they didn't try and play us around like this guy did. So
their vehicle had a nav screen that lifted up, whatever, everything touchscreen. I'm sitting in the parking lot playing with buttons, and I lifted the navigation screen and I found stuff.
Yeah, there was like food and stuff in there.
They didn't know about the button. The guy's like, hey, my guy didn't know about the button. I was gonna say, not everybody knows about those buttons in secret compartments. But I found it, and I found what was left. But they took care of the situation.
And that's what we expect. If you mess up as a business owner, whether it's a rental vehicle or anything, just make it right. Make it right for your customers. We're paying you to use your stuff. Just make it right. And that's what we expected from Green Motion. And I'm hoping that if we can ever get a hold of somebody who is not this man, that they would make it right. I have a feeling they probably won't. But we will have to let you guys know. We return the vehicle tomorrow, the day after recording this. So we will definitely have to give you guys an update and let you know. Hopefully they fixed it.
Yeah.
But anyways, we hope you enjoyed this little review of Green Motion. Kind of like a beware.
Don't use them.
We will never use them ever again. So hopefully, you guys can make good decisions for your situation, and if you do ever use them, hopefully they won't get you like they got us.
And always remember, look at the car before you pull out. That's what we did, and we found the issues, and we reported it.
Yep. Anyways, hope to catch you next time. And we hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Leave a comment down below if you've had a bad experience, or even if you've had a good experience. Who is your favorite car rental people? We would definitely love to know that. It's not something we do very often, but could give us some good advice. Anyways, catch us next time and go with the flow.
Bye.
Bye.